Hi, friends. Would you trade $300 for the potential of a million? Here's what we mean by that. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm not talking about throwing $300 on the blackjack table and trying to make $1 million off of that. What I'm talking about, or what we're talking about here, is would you invest $300 in this example to learn what you needed to learn to do what we have taught people to do in order to potentially create that $1 million, which is a lot of people's benchmark for their retirement account or some kind of investment account? Would you make that trade? I would say 100 times out of 100, I would be like, yeah, if I could potentially gain $1 million, sure, I'll throw $300, but it's very risky at the beginning because I don't know if it's going to work. Mike, what do we mean by this? How does this play out?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying potentially make $1 million. It's going to potentially be less, but most likely be more. Now, what do I mean? Jason and I have collaborated in creating our investing course for $300, and it's step-by-step process on how I myself have went from a negative $100,000 net worth to a positive $1 million net worth in 15 years. I'm still in my 30s. So that $1 million is going to be $2 million in 7 more years. And then the 2 million is going to be 4 million in 7 more years after that. So that's what he means by potentially $1 million. And I'm going to tell you it's going to be potentially a lot more depending on your age.
Yeah, and again, it's going to depend on if you put these things into action, right? We can have the
Yes.
best course out there, which we believe our course is extremely valuable. It's got what you need in order to begin your investment journey, to know what you're doing, and to potentially get to that whatever goal that you have. It might not be $1 million, it might be $10 million, it might be 500,000, but you can if you take the steps and the action to get to that place.
And it may not even be a number. It could be just financial freedom. Ideal time, Ideal Life and Money Academy gives you the time and financial freedom that you're looking for. Now, we don't want to just make this video a sales video. We want to give you practical things about what we will teach you inside of that. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the best investment. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Because in yourself, you get to take these skills, you get to take this knowledge. I give you a great example. I have an electrical engineering background. I went to school. I spent 4 years to get a degree in electrical engineering, and I was an electrical engineer for 10 years. And during that time, I made a lot more money than my degree cost me, right? For round purposes, round numbers, let's say that degree cost me $30,000. And then I can make $60,000 a year and then eventually 80. And I know I now have colleagues because I still contract as an electrical engineer. They're making over 100,000, some over $200,000 a year, depending on their specialty with that degree. So that is the best investment that you can make. Now, Jason's going to tell you the key to that is not to increase your lifestyle. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, the basic math is if your income increases and you keep the same lifestyle, guess what you get to do with all that profit? All of that extra money, you could put it into your investments, right? And we all know this intuitively, but what happens is we have this what we call lifestyle creep, where if we get an increase of income, then we say, oh, well, then I can afford to buy a different car. Or if I get a raise here, then I'm going to move into a better neighborhood. Or if I get an increase here, then I'm going to go buy new clothes, like, or go on fancier trips. And we always like live up to that margin and we don't have that extra margin. But the smart move, and again, we know this, the smart move would be to say, let's take a certain percentage. It doesn't have to be all of it, but a certain percentage of that increase, and we're going to tuck that away, put it into our investments to make that grow. The point of our investing course is that it creates um, the money to increase and work for us. I want my money to work for me. So this is what we teach you is how to get your money to work for you so that you can not just live your ideal life now, but you can actually have your ideal life sustained throughout your entire life.
Correct. And investing in this course for $300 is going to pay off, right? again, just like the degree paid off for me to make an income, this education, this knowledge, these skills are going to pay off for you and those around you, right? Friends, family, coworkers. Think about the ripple effect. Because not only are you going to learn how to invest in yourself, you're also going to learn which investments are right for you. Right? Do you have access to retirement type of accounts, an IRA or a 401k? Or if you're in Australia, do you have how much do you want to put into or should put into your superannuation? Right? Those are all retirement accounts. What about a brokerage account? And then once you choose that type, what inside of that, what type of investment are you going to choose inside? Right? We talk about that in detail inside of the ILMA investing course.
Yeah. So and so much more. But we wanted to give you a little bit of a glimpse into here's what you will learn in the course so that you can start living your ideal life now and in the future.
We look forward to seeing you inside the course.